Who's taking up your mind space and causing extreme trauma? Mind space, request a tour, high-end flex office space, and it's got a game board, tile floor. You know, almost looks like jester-like of the king and queen courts, you know. So number 26, yeah, that's the Klan. That's my, I actually identify with 26 because my old address where I was made to believe I'd be murdered was 626 South 19th Street. Also Chase Utley, number 26. They took down a traffic light here for some reason, or they're fixing something on down here. Anyway, Chase and his wife Jen with their dog Jack and their cat Sam lived at 210 West Washington Square behind the Eternal Flame. And they lived in 11, 12, 13 penthouse southwest corner of that building. And it kind of has like an Aztec-y has more of an ancient feel to it as opposed to more modern buildings, so it's more Masonic. So that's it. Macy's is closed. Yeah, that's it. It still says sale closing, but it's officially done, you know. I guess there might be workers, employees, or what have you showing up because they're still having to clean up the floors, you know, of all the racks that are still left behind. They were even selling like furniture that would hold clothing and stuff like that. You can see that in my videos. Any of my Macy's videos shows all the stuff that was all over the place, you know. Clothing racks, you know, shelves. And they were selling that stuff. People were rolling out of here with, you know, $30 racks, signage, you know, that you can put posters in. Anyway, figured I'd take a walk. I couldn't sleep last night, so I woke up a little bit late. It was raining, so I was like, I don't necessarily want to walk in the rain early in the morning also. And I figured I'd just come out here after one of my first walks, since I have a gap of time, and do my usual walk, but a little bit later. Hopefully that'll burn off whatever anxious energy is going on today. So who's at the wheel? I have to sort of check in with my spirit guides. Who's at the wheel today? I don't want to know. They're that bad? Okay. So, you know, say there's like a few people who kind of manage communities in general. They're sort of more in charge and they kind of keep an eye out to make sure everything's going smoothly. Say they have to go on vacation or there's a family emergency. It's just like work, you know, so somebody else has to step in. It would be like a vice president stepping in for the president, and the energy could be that different. Like that quick, you're like, oh man, something's wrong today. So figure out how to calm down, drink a lot of water, and maybe that'll push out anything in the body that could contribute to the jitters, even though I don't really. The worst would be, I did have a little bit of chocolate yesterday, so that's sugar, but it's not. I've been jittery on total raw vegan Buddhism green juicing. So it's always windy, like, you know, there are rivers, you know, east and west, so straight ahead, like about, you know, what are we on? 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 blocks ahead, you'll find the Delaware River. And then another 12 blocks west, off the 24th or 25th, you'll find the Schuylkill River. So we're in between, like almost directly midway between two rivers, depending on how you measure it. And you know, wind will flow from west to east or east to west or what have you. So everybody loves Chris Farley, and it's so sad that he passed away. I don't know what the issue was. I guess, you know, drugs might have played a role, and he was very like fast paced, on a fast track of funny, you know, and in the funny world where it's like there's too much partying or what have you, or in a way he kind of showed what it looks like, what it could look like to be handled or puppeted. Because you have a guy who's over 200 pounds who can do a cartwheel on the David Letterman show on demand. That is puppeting, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So, just so you know, it's hard to do that. And he just jumps out, and and some people would say he has so much energy, and you get this idea like, oh, I'm just gonna run into a cartwheel. Like a kid, you know, a lot of kids think that, oh, I'm gonna run into a cartwheel, they get excited. Some people see it as like high energy. But I'm just gonna say, it's actually hard to do that, considering, you know, and this is not against, you know, people who are considered overweight. It's more like, that is incredibly hard to do, and most people are cautious or worried they're not gonna make it through the cartwheel. You know, they don't wanna embarrass themselves on national TV, on the David Letterman show, you know. That is someone who knew that he could ride the airwaves, if you will, ride the energy lines. And some people see it as puppeting, so we'll just leave it at that. Or he's in a group that can handle him wanting to run into a cartwheel in front of David Letterman. You can find it online. It's on YouTube. And he just runs, does a cartwheel, and everybody's like loving Chris Farley, but he sometimes would behave a little bit oddly, and you're wondering what was up. So anyway, but he's so lovable, you can't, everybody, how can you not love Chris Farley? Like, what is it, you know, unless you never know. People who knew him more closely might have had wondered, like, okay, we gotta settle this one down a little bit. So, wondered if he was highly anxious as well. He was the controller of his universe in general. Let me fix this because we got smeariness and I'm there's a new one. Revealed. Looks like a molten gold mask. So the gold is melting, you know. Can we make it across? It's a little tight. Smells like barbecue sauce, like it reminds me of whatever you call that chicken. Anyway, people have chicken on pizza and it's buffalo chicken or whatever. Anyway, strong barbecue sauce aroma here at Iron Hill Brewery. Off to my right, but it's hard to see. We'll catch a glimpse of this.